What is going on, everybody? Crazy Dog back with some breaking Cavaliers trade news for you guys on this lovely Saturday afternoon. And yeah, that's right. Kobe Altman has actually made a trade. Now, of course, heading into free agency, which this whole time I thought started on July 1st. But get this, it actually starts on June 30th. How about that? But yeah, heading into free agency on June 30th, the Cavs are still over the second apron. And from what I've heard, they're trying their hardest to get under the second apron, which means moves gotta be made. And this is a pretty interesting way to start, as according to Shams Charania on Twitter, and I quote, breaking, the Chicago Bulls are trading Lonzo Ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Isaac Okoro, sources tell ESPN. And right away, the first thing you think of when you see this, Ty Jerome. Well, unfortunately, the Cavs acquiring Lonzo Ball most likely means Ty Jerome's days as a Cavalier are over. And man, I'll tell you what, that hits right here, man. The fact that we signed Ty Jerome 2 years ago, he only played in 2 games, and then his ankle turned to glass and shattered. Missed the entire season. I kept calling him essentially a cheerleader, a fan, because the dude was practically in street clothes the entire season. He comes back this past season and he balls the hell out. And there was a point where people were talking like, yeah, Ty Jerome's going to get the this offseason. And then, just like that, that series against the Pacers happened. And he forgot how to get buckets. He became a detriment to the team. Practically unplayable. Of course, as we saw, it got to the point where the entire team just couldn't do anything. And eventually, you had to put Ty Jerome back in the game. And what do you know? He remembered how to get buckets. But unfortunately, it was a little too late. Yeah, too little, too late. So it looks like Ty Jerome will most likely hit free agency, barring something crazy happening. But yeah, looks like he'll be entering free agency, and it'll be interesting to see where he goes and what contract he gets. Because let me be real with you, he's a baller. He can get buckets. But man, teams are going to be scared of what happened against the Pacers, right? Where he just dries up out of nowhere. Like the shot just does not fall. Yeah, Isaac Okoro, again, really great player, great teammate, awesome dude. But my God, his offense was limited, dude. Like, there would be stretches where this dude would actually look like he has an offensive game, right? And then he would go through these horrendous stretches where he couldn't make crud. To the point where teams would leave him open with no worry about him making shots. He would be camped out in the corner, wide open. He'd get the ball, and the defender wouldn't even really try to close out because they'd be like, he's going to miss. And then sure enough, clink, brick, boink, he would miss. It's sad to see him go, but yeah, pretty interesting replacing Isaac with Lonzo, given Lonzo's injury history. Of course, you look at his age, he's still relatively young. He's 27, so he fits right in the timeline. And contract-wise, he's making $10 million this year, and he has a $10 million team option next year. So if things don't work out, they don't have to worry about being, tied to him. They just don't pick up the team option and then just let him go off in free agency. Simple as that. They could just cut bait and whatever. Now we take a look at his stats. Now again, this is coming off a major knee issue. 35 games, 8 points, 3 total rebounds, 3 assists, shot 37% from the field, 34% from 3, 81.5% from the line, an EFG percentage of 50.4, not too bad. Right around his career average. 12.2 per and 1.2 win share. Now you compare that to what he was doing before the knee injury. He was getting buckets, right? The 2 years in New Orleans, he averaged about 12 and 15 points per game. And then his first year in Chicago, he averaged about 13 points per game. Like, he was doing pretty good. And then his knee went, and it didn't even look like he was going to be back. Like, people were legit wondering, yo, is he, like, cooked? He came back and he was solid. Now you put him out there with Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland, and it'll be interesting to see what the second unit looks like. Like, are we going to see Tyrese Proctor out there with Lonzo? Because I know people like to talk about the fact that, you know, our starting guards are rather small. Going from that to possibly getting Lonzo and Tyrese, who are both like 6'6", as your backup guards, that's pretty good, right? Ain't no bullying those two. I'll say that for sure, right? And then, of course, you have Craig Porter Jr. as well. So they're pretty much set, I think, at guard. Now, what's interesting is I was looking at Bleacher Report a little while ago, before I started filming this video, just to see if there was any cool articles to talk about. And there was an article posted talking about 3 free agent targets for each team post-NBA draft. And for the Cavs, ironically enough, they had Ty Jerome as a free agent target, of course, as a re-signing. But we all know that's not happening now, most likely. Now, their max spending power is a $3.6 million vet min. So, at most, about, what, $4 million vet minimum? Probably with incentives or bonuses, whatever, you know? But the other 2 names that are listed are interesting. Spencer Dinwiddie. I believe he did play under Kenny Atkinson in Brooklyn. I'm pretty sure he did. And Larry Nance. Now, that one I would get behind. I would love to bring back Larry Nance, right? We love him in Cleveland. I think he still lives in Cleveland, even in the offseason stuff, too. So that's cool. Like when in the offseason, I think he lives in Cleveland. So that's dope. Listen to bring him back. He would be a great third center or third big behind Evan and Jared. Like, if you want to go small ball, you bring in Larry Nance. You still get a little size and he can shoot. But again, we'll see what they do with the backup big situation. Because you look at what they have right now in terms of backup bigs, there really isn't much. Tristan Thompson's a free agent, and Naquan Tomlin's on a 2-way. Now, again, in terms of free agents, they still have Javonte Green, Sam Merrill, Ty Jerome, of course, and Tristan Thompson. So, and you traded Isaac for Lonzo. So, yeah, they still have essentially 4 open spots on this team. They could fill one of those or 2 of those with 2-way players. Maybe they give Imoni and Luke Travers an actual roster spot. And then sign like Norchad Omier and Chaney Johnson, who they just signed their Exhibit 10 training camp deals to 2-way deals to go with Naquan. Hard to say what they're going to do. But if the Cavs make any signings or any more trades, because of course, you know, Kobe, the pressure's on now. He has to make moves. And it'll be interesting to see what other moves are made. I mean, There's talks about them possibly trading Dean Wade. I mean, is there anyone else they could possibly trade? I mean, worst comes to worst, Darius Garland gets traded. I doubt it. But these days, you never know. Would they actually trade Dre? Nah. If they're going to trade anybody besides Darius, I could honestly see them trading Max Strus. Again, it would hit me right in the feels because he's been a great player, great teammate, great person. But that would hit. That would hit me hard, man. It's like, no, not Max. No. Not Strusy. I'm not feeling Strusy anymore, man. What the hell? Just Kobe Altman's not feeling Strusy. I can't believe I started that whole thing, man. I'm feeling Strusy. Yeah. It'll be interesting to see what Kobe Altman has up his sleeve. So again, if anything comes out, rumors or once June 30th hits and these signings start, I'll do videos on any rumors that come out. So with that being said, I'm Crazy Dog, and welcome to Cleveland, Lonzo. And oh yeah, how about this? Cleveland's really gonna have Dion occasionally pop in, and LeVar. Okay. Okay. We're the city with the ultra supportive father figures. Okay. And a little fun fact, the combined amount of toes on those two dudes' feet, about 13, I believe. Because Dion's missing 2 on his 1 foot, and I believe LeVar had a whole foot chopped off. So I guess they're what? A combined 13 toes down? Okay, I'll stop. I am getting extremely cringe and corny. Oh my god. I gotta stop. Alright, guys. I'll see you all later. And we'll see if the Guardians actually show a little bit of life today, because they showed little to no life yesterday. My god. Thank god I didn't stream that game. At least it was on Apple TV Plus, so really nobody watched it. So in my eyes, it didn't even happen. So with that being said, guys, I'll see you all later. Let's go, Cavs. I'm Crazy Dog, and I'm out. Bye-bye. Yeah.